Peachie. That's a name I haven't heard of in a while. Yeah, I used to be a YouTuber. A YouTuber with hopes and dreams. I used to make videos. Videos that would get adequate views. Adequate? I'd have a lot of fun making those videos. And then they all went away. Whiskey is poison. Hi everyone, it's Peachie! No more alcohol. Ugh. That's why I don't drink. So I realized my channel has been very quiet for over 2 months and I apologize profusely. You're probably wondering why that happened right in the middle of my Japan series. I only had a few days left of that trip to edit and I just disappeared. Well, now that I'm back and I'm working on the next episode of Princesses in Japan, I still need more time because I've been rusty not being editing for so long. I thought I would just make this video just to clear things up, and it's a nice introduction back to my channel. And the main reason I'm away, which most of you will know now because of all the posts I've been doing on social media, and I made some community posts about it on my channel, I went back to Japan, which is crazy for me to say. It's really, really surreal for me to say this because I was extremely sure and convinced last year when I went to Japan that was the only time I was going to go for a very, very long time. I wasn't even expecting to go to Japan that soon. I just don't make the income for it, and it was just really, really surreal knowing I was going back a year later. Almost exactly a year later. I went at the exact same time, mid-June. A few of you may remember from my Japan Q&A last year about what happened when I was booking somewhere to stay in Japan. Jules and I had booked an Airbnb. But during the time that we were supposed to fly out, Japan set a new law called the Minpaku Law, which basically put a lot of protection on both Airbnb hosts and the customers that were coming to stay at the Airbnb. Because before that, Japan was like a wild west of laws and regulations with Airbnb. There wasn't really much protection for anyone, not just the hosts, but the people staying. I fully supported that. That's great. It's really, really important that gets taken into place, especially the Olympics coming up next year. But what I didn't support is that it happened 10 days before we were supposed to fly out. And 10 days before we were supposed to fly out, Airbnb was forced by the Japanese government to remove 80% of their Airbnb listings out of the whole country. 80%, that's basically most of them. So unfortunately, the Airbnb we had booked for 6 months was just, it dumped us, we were gone. But yeah, I spent ages trying to find some hotels that would keep us. Couldn't find one that would have us for 3 weeks, so I had to book one for 2 weeks and another for another week and so on. Very, very stressful, cost us almost extra £480 or something. Luckily, Airbnb was also forced by the Japanese government to compensate anyone that was immediately affected by that. And they were especially kind to people like myself who were, you know, thrown out of their bookings on such short notice. I got all of our hotel costs covered, including that extra cost. And I also given a massive coupon that was worth £2,300 to use on any Airbnb I want within a year after being given that coupon, which was insane. I've never heard of a coupon ever being that large in my life. Clearly the Japanese travel agency really went hard on Airbnb. And not everyone got this kind of coupon, but a lot of people did. I saw people in forums, and it tended to be the people that were affected within less than 2 weeks, like myself. So basically, I had this really expensive coupon, which I could only use on my ID, so I couldn't give it to anyone else to use, and I had to use it by June this year. And then I was kind of forcing myself to be like, can I use it to go back to Japan? I really want to go back to Japan, and it's so expensive. Having accommodation that's completely free would massively cut down the costs. And I did! And you might be wondering about the flights, which is also the main expense of going to Japan. Very, very expensive, especially from the UK. My partner got two massive work bonuses and he really wanted to go to Japan, which is a really big character development for him. Someone that really doesn't like travel has decided that he's okay with long haul flights after doing several jobs in America and was like, I'm gonna book our flights. So he bought my flight and his own, and that's how we got to Japan. Free accommodation and 2 massive work bonuses from my partner. yeah, I am so incredibly thankful that my partner wanted to go. We had an amazing time. He was so impressed with Japan, and even someone that is so quiet and cynical, he loved places like Disney Sea and stuff like that. He already misses Disney Sea, just all that kind of thing. We had a wonderful time, and again, it's really surreal to talk about that. We went there together. The reason I had to keep that secret, even though we had the accommodation flights booked, was I didn't know if I could save up enough to go, because obviously we've got flights and accommodation. But if you're there for so long, again, I was trying to make use of that coupon, staying as long as possible. I didn't know if I could like cover my costs such as travel, eating, doing stuff, shopping, etc. But I managed to save up enough, sort of. I wasn't able to spend as much as last time because obviously I had ages to save up for that trip, and that was amazing, and I sold like half my wardrobe. This time it was much more chill. I still got to do so many amazing things, and I'm so excited to show that later. So on that note, I did manage to vlog my trip. It will be very different in tone, but I would like to talk about what to expect with that second series later, because at the moment I would like to focus on finishing my main Princess in Japan vlogs. They're very, very due, and thank you very, very much for waiting. I just did a bow there. I was thinking about originally, when I was set to go to Japan, I had a little planner of some videos, just a few, maybe like 2 or 3, like once a week, that I was planning to make to release slowly while I was away. Unfortunately, about 2 weeks before we left, and when I was gonna film and edit a bunch, something really sad happened in my personal life, and that really affected me just before the trip. Unfortunately, you may notice in some of my vlogs in Japan, I'm a little bit different in personality to the last year's trip, the trip I'm currently editing, because of that. And also, again, like, I'm with my partner, so obviously my personality is probably going to be a bit more relaxed than when I'm with my friend Jules. We're all excited and girly, but the main reason is because of what happened there. So I wasn't able to make any backup videos. I just wasn't in the right headspace, and I really don't like to force anything fake during, you know, when I'm not having a good time. So skipping pretty far ahead, 3 weeks after being in Japan, came back, had about a week of recovering from jet lag, because jet lag hits me really hard. Some people don't get as affected, but for me, it was like I could not keep my head up for most of the time for almost a solid week. And Mr. on the other hand was fine after a day. I'm not joking, a day, and he was absolutely fine and perky to go back to work 2 days after he came back. I'm just like, what? I was really salty. Oh, there's a bunny. Oh, he's so cute. He's so cute. Oh, he's so cute. Look at them making this mess. This is all this cardboard mess. And they just love it, and it stops them chewing the carpet, so I've just kept it there, okay? Don't judge the bunnies. There's one down here. So anyway, yeah, that was technically 4 weeks after I left for Japan, because 3 weeks in Japan, then a week of just recovering, being half dead, zombie. I went to my work computer 4 weeks after not touching it, and it wouldn't turn on. It was dead, completely dead. There's like not any sound coming from it when I tried to touch the button. What's going on? I tried everything. I tried the SMC reset, where you kind of take stuff out, including the plug in a certain order, and reset, blah, blah, blah. I tried that for a few days. Tried changing the fuse in the actual plug. I did so many things that were recommended for testing why your computer's not powering on. I realized, okay, the power supply must have broken somehow while I was away, which is really weird because it was unplugged from the wall while we were away. It's really wise to unplug your electricals from the actual socket in the wall if you're going away for a long time. So I have no idea how that happened. Then it took a while to find a place that I could afford to like take it and get it fixed. I was searching the best rates, who I can trust to fix this really old computer, because in Apple Mac terms it's considered vintage, which means Apple computer places don't cover or won't even look at those computers anymore because it's about 9 years old. I've had it for 8 years, but it's about 9 years old because it's refurbished. That took a really long time to just find somewhere that I could trust to sort this computer out and take it seriously. Luckily, I found this amazing place. He was really, really sweet, really passionate about his job. And as I walked in with the computer, really, really heavy computer, mind you, my partner had to book an hour off to help me carry it into the shop. There was a computer like mine on the side, smaller screen size, but the same computer getting fixed. I was like, thank goodness, I got to the right place. He was the cheapest in the area, but also the nicest. Unfortunately, it wasn't the fastest, but he was doing a really, really thorough job. He wasn't trying to just be like, okay, you need to buy all these expensive parts. He was trying to see what he could do with what was available already, so instead of just like brushing off as though you need new pieces. It was really weird because like the day that I finally went to take my computer in, which was about 10 days or something after I noticed it was broken, I can't remember, it was quite a while, it turned on. But it was really freaky because very soon after it turned on, like condensation was building up behind the screen. It was really creepy and it grew quite fast. And I was like, what? Why is this turning on after I've been trying every day to turn it on? Why is it turning on now when I'm taking it in to get fixed? And why is there condensation building up? And it turns out while we were away in Japan, Scotland had a heat wave. As you probably know, a lot of places are getting hotter at summer than they originally were for various environmental reasons, which we're all horribly aware of. And Scotland is getting really, really hot summers now, which it didn't normally. London even more so. London's crazy fire down there. Luckily I really like it, but apparently my computer did not, because if it was off that long in the heat with the humidity that Scotland has, it's been building up condensation in the computer, then getting cold because it's not being used for so long, and the mix of the high temperatures bringing in the water into the computer through the humidity, then not being able to get out again because it's an old computer, it's loaded with dust. That water is going to stay in there, and then once it warms up again, i.e. when I managed to turn it on, so miraculously, that was the water showing. But anyway, sorry I'm blabbing, I just thought that was quite fascinating, learning how computers work. But yeah, the problem was my computer was loaded with 8 years of dust. It's one of those computers that you can't just open up and clean out the dust, so it was just been building up there for ages. It's one of those Apple iMacs, unfortunately, so it doesn't really matter if you've got one of those spray things, it's just moving the dust around, it's not getting rid of it, so it's still going to get overheated. Had a lot of overheating issues the past 2 years. And stuff like that. So there was nothing I could do. What I should have done is basically every 3 years get someone to come and clean it. Basically like a professional that could probably open it up and clean in all the little circuits and stuff without damaging. Should have done that. I would recommend everyone else get that done as well. I thought it was going to be cheap originally, but actually as time went on, I still wasn't getting my computer back. In total they had it for about 21 days. And basically that was because we thought it just needed to clean. And then quite soon after he was ready to give it back, it stopped working again. It just wouldn't turn on. And overnight, it had blown a fuse in his whole shop and all the electricals are out. He was like, your power supply is finally buggered. So I had to shell out an extra over £100 for a power supply, as well as on top of the original repair costs. So I was, ooh, goodbye money. So I really do want to thank my patrons on Patreon, because that kind of money has helped with that maintenance. Thank you so much. Man, adulting is hard. No, I'm not drinking this. He also warned me that my hard drive was showing massive signs that it was going to fail soon, which I already knew. Some of you remember some of my posts back at Christmas. I wasn't even sure if it was going to survive to make a New Year's video. So I'm amazed it's lasted this long. Luckily, Dad, very fortunately, had already been wanting to upgrade my hard drive. The computer's kind of a project for him as well. So he was like, let's get you your SSD now. I was like, SSD? So those are much, much better hard drives. And my computer went from taking 5 minutes to start up to 1 second. I am so happy. Thank you so much. I'm lucky to be a spoiled child. Anyway, so that's where we are. And then after that, I immediately got a cold. So I've been taking over a week to recover from that because I really didn't want to do this video while I sounded gross, and I didn't want to look gross either. But anyway, I'm finally back, and I will need some time editing my next Princess in Japan video because it's been almost, so like 2.5 months since I've done any editing. This will be the first time I've been doing editing on my computer. It should be much, much faster now because of a new SSD and no overheating. I'm really, really excited to try that out. So wish me luck. I'll leave a little message how it went on in here. What? How did it go, Peachie? I'm assuming that's good. Yay! So anyway, yeah, I just really, really wanted to say after all that, thank you so, 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 so much for waiting this long. I'm not a professional YouTuber. I'm not trying to be. I can't keep up with that kind of schedule or social media kind of presence that's needed to be what you consider a professional YouTuber these days, and I really appreciate that people just like being here to see my videos, and you're really supportive regardless of what I'm doing, and that really, really, really means a lot, and it takes a lot of pressure off me, I find, because I'm just I've realised over the past few years, I'm not cut out to do this as like a professional thing. I just really want to make these videos polished how I want them and get them out. I only want to make videos I enjoy making, and I've had the best support I've ever had on my channel since I started my Princess in Japan vlogs, and I'm totally happy to keep doing Japan themed videos. I obviously love Japan. I would love to try living there for a while someday. I know this just sounds really cheesy and everyone always says this kind of thing, but like I do really appreciate how sweet and kind people have been in the comments and messages, and just always being there even when I haven't been posting a video. I know in a way that sounds sad that you have to post a video to get engagement, but that's how the internet works. And you have been proving to me that you're just so sweet and loyal and just willing to wait and enjoy other things in the meantime, and that you'll come back when I make videos, and that's just really kind. I don't know how my absence is going to affect my viewings or engagement on YouTube. It's probably affected it a bit. I don't know. Again, I'm not trying to be a professional YouTuber, so I try not to stress about that kind of thing too much. But yeah, you guys are so nice, honestly. Thank you for putting up with a weeb like me. And yeah, so please bear with me. I really need to get to editing the next episode of Princess in Japan. It's going to be mostly a voiceover one this time because it's about the Studio Ghibli Museum. I'll reveal that to you. And obviously you can't film too much inside it. You're not allowed any cameras or phones on, or filming or taking photos of anything inside the actual building. Outside's fine. So I just will be talking about my experience for half that video as opposed to just actual vlogging in real time. So I hope you enjoy that. And then afterwards there's some more episodes to look forward to too. And also you might be wondering what happened to the bunnies while we were away, because this time my partner was away with me as well. They were at a special adorable little bunny boarding place, placed by a sweet old lady that's been doing it for 18 years. And I actually have a whole vlog to do of that as well, like what were the bunnies up to while we were away. So I will get that done for you at some point soon. Again though, I will just prioritise my next Japan vlog for next, and that's what you will mostly want to see. And then you will also get to see the bunnies, because there's a huge chunk of you that really love seeing the bunnies on my channel as well. I mean, who wouldn't love puppies? But yeah, anyway, again, thank you so much for waiting for me, and I will be back very soon. Until then, I'll say goodbye for now. Is it gone?